Alright, welcome back guys, and today we're going to be ranking the Red Dead Redemption 2 states, and I thought this would be a good one to follow up from my last one where I ranked the Red Dead Redemption 2 cities and towns. So if you haven't seen that, go check that one out if you haven't already. So yeah, so the first one we got up is New Hanover, and I would say probably New Hanover is probably my favorite state overall. It's just overall like the biggest, I think, and it has the best cities and it has the best landscape. There's a lot of greenery and it's mostly like farms and stuff. A lot of cool areas to visit, I would say. It's got a lot of cool areas to visit. You got Valentine and you got Emerald Ranch, which is also a good place. There's also a few others on the east side of it. I think it's like Van Horn and Annisburg, which they're kind of okay towns, but they're still cool places to visit. But overall, my favorite part about this is like the overall landscape. It's just miles of greenery, and it's such an amazing place to like hunt for deer. And this is where I mostly hang out if like I'm playing Red Dead Online, or even if I'm playing in the story mode, I would just hang out here like all the time. It's probably like the best location, and I think a lot of people would say that. So yeah, easily I will have to put that in S tier. And next up we got Lemoyne. Lemoyne's pretty cool. They got a lot of cool locations as well, but also a lot of bad locations. I would say the swamp is probably the worst location in the game. If you wanted to go to like Valentine to Saint Denis, you have to pass that whole area, and I just try to avoid that area at all costs just because it's so annoying and you can easily like get lost. There's a lot of cool history, I would say, in this area, like the Red Dead Redemption lore wise. Like Saint Denis and Rhodes have a lot of lore, and you know, in the Rhodes side they have the Braithwaites and the Greys and like the whole family feud. To be honest, I think this is like where most people hang out. Like I would say Saint Denis and Rose. You got some like mini islands you can head out and check out. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I would put that at B actually, but it's not my favorite. Yeah, just put that at B. And next up we have West Elizabeth is it's a pretty cool area. There's not a whole lot going around there, and I think that's like the point. It's very quiet and peaceful. It's mostly just like the woods, and like I think there's Strawberry and Blackwater. I think that whole area is probably like the most relaxing. Like if you're just like strolling along there. There are a few cool places to visit. I mean, if you're playing in like the story mode and the epilogue, you have John's ranches there, and the whole open field between like his ranch and Blackwater, that whole open range, it's such a good place to hunt and to hunt for like animals and deer and stuff, I would say. And Blackwater is, I said this in my last one, but Blackwater is one of my favorite towns. So I love Blackwater. It has everything you need. And yeah, overall, a pretty good area in my opinion. So I would put that in, I would say A tier. A tier is pretty good. And Ambarino, I think that's how you pronounce it. So the Ambarino area is just up north where the snowy mountains are and stuff like that are. And to be honest, the area itself is okay, but like it's good looking, but there's no towns in this area, and this is like the only state I think that has like no towns or any like major locations. It's just like the mountains and snow basically. They have Coulter, which is an abandoned town, but I wouldn't really count that. You know, it's a cool location like when you're playing through the story, but I don't think anyone really goes up here if you're just like playing on your own, or if you're playing in like Red Dead Online. It's just one of those kind of like abandoned places that has nothing really to offer. One thing I would say, when you are on top of one of these mountains, you can see the whole Red Dead Redemption 2 map, or almost, but like that view of like, you see like the mountains and then you see the snow, and then you transition to like the greenery, and then in the distance you can see like the water. And I think that's just like an amazing like view. It's one of my favorite views in the game, so I can't say it's all bad. So I'll put that at C. Yeah, it's alright. Finally, we have New Austin. New Austin is kind of weird because you don't get to visit this town a whole lot throughout the game if you're playing the story mode, because it's obviously locked. You can't access it. So even in the epilogue, you don't get to go over here a whole lot. I don't really know why they added this area in the game. I think it was just to like compare like the Red Dead Redemption 1 map, because this is like half the Red Dead Redemption 1 map. I'm like, why didn't they add it in Mexico also if they were going to do that? But overall, in the story mode, this area has no purpose. And even after the epilogue, it's just kind of frustrating, like, getting over there. There's only, like, 2 cities. There's Armadillo, which is shit, and then Lemoyne, which is shit. So there's no incentive to go there. The one thing that is cool, it is the desert and, you know, the Wild West. This is a Western game, after all. You have to have the Wild West. If you're like doing like an RP and like Red Dead Online or something, it could be really cool playing with your friends. But overall, I don't go here a whole lot. Just not a whole lot to offer. So I'll put this at C also. And yeah. So to recap, we have an almost perfect list. The reason why I didn't put either New Austin or Ambarino in F tier is because I would say like they both have good things to offer. Like, you know, in Ambarino you had like the good views and stuff. In New Austin, like there's some cool locations to, like, you know, have fun with friends or you're playing Red Dead Online. But yeah, overall to recap, in S tier, New Hanover. In A tier, we have West Elizabeth. B is Lemoyne, and C is New Austin and Ambarino. So yeah, that's my list, and I plan on doing more of these tier lists. I think they're really fun, and it seems like you guys like them also, so I'm going to try to keep doing more of them. And if you haven't already, subscribe if you're new, and go check out the last one I put out also, and give it a like if you enjoyed, and yeah.